Visit ticketcompare.com. Compare prices, buy tickets, get to the game. Ticketcompare.com. Buying tickets made simple.
Luc Jones, England fan, been living in Russia 20-something years since the early 90s, and love it out there. Nowhere else I'd rather live, but looking forward to watching England on my doorstep this summer.
There's not many England fans that live in Russia, I think that's fair to say.
There's a few, but there's a few of us, and
we travel away.
Not that travel away. There's a little group of us who go to some of the games, especially Ukraine, France. I think even somebody else came with me to Brazil, and a few went to South Africa. So there are a few of us, but not all that many, no.
So you're in the best place to tell us about how bad it's going to be.
Actually, I hate to say it, but it's going to be fine. It's going to be great fun, and the message I have to England fans will be, come on out. You know, things that you might be able to get away with back on, in your hometown or at other tournaments, chucking beer bottles in the air, not advisable in Russia. I've never spent a night in a Russian prison, but it's probably best to be avoided. Russian police don't really have a sense of humour, but on the other hand, they're not going to be looking for problems, so if you don't go looking for them, I think you're going to be fine.
There's obviously been a lot about the diplomatic tensions in the UK since the Salisbury incident. How's it been viewed over there? You hear the tit-for-tat back and forth, but how's it been viewed?
Well, funnily enough, because we don't have 24-hour rolling news in Russia, and they're not necessarily looking for sensation, we've actually largely been sheltered from it. I've had a few messages from Russians, asking me sort of, what about your crazy government's hysterical reaction to all of this? But most of the time for Russians it's largely an irrelevance, maybe because it happened abroad. But I can remember 10 years ago when Litvinenko was poisoned. We had a conference in London a few weeks later, and everybody was asking us, what about Litvinenko? And all my Russian colleagues were like, who? Litvinenko, oh yeah. Oh well, some guy defected, well what did he expect? But on the whole, you guys hear about it a lot more than we do. I don't think it's going to really affect things. For the Russian government, the most important thing is that the tournament goes smoothly. There were a lot of, let's say, concerns that the Sochi Olympics wouldn't. That was fine. This is slightly different because it's not just one city and it's football rather than the Olympics, but I'm confident things are going to be fine.
Talk of a boycott about the England team. Can you even fathom that?
I don't think it'll happen. I mean, remember it did happen for the Moscow Olympics in 1980, although you might recall then that the British government allowed athletes to go out individually. But this is slightly different. I think this is, British hothead politicians trying to make a name for themselves, and I'm against boycotts of any kind. I think sport and politics should be completely separate, and these tit-for-tat, expelling diplomats, it achieves absolutely nothing. Other than the fact that there'll be a reduced consular staff for when England play out there. So I think that's a problem the British have created for themselves.
So the vibe I'm getting is you're not particularly worried about England fans and the tournament as a whole. Are you more worried about the team?
Well, I sometimes think that if the team they're more interested in their haircut or their latest sports car or pop celebrity girlfriend than kicking the ball. And we've got the talent, we're able to do it, but whether on the day they can perform. Looking at it, I think we'll come first or second in the group. The worry, of course, is we get to the quarterfinals and we meet Germany. And my boss is German.
You don't want that.